All right, what's up, motivators? A little bit different video today, okay? This is a market update, but I'm going to kind of do it in real time as instead of like pulling the data and sharing it with you, I'm just going to do it together, okay? So what we're going to talk about today is the state of the real estate market, okay? And the trends of the real estate market. And we're going to start at the top, right? And work our way down to the county level, at least where I'm located in Okaloosa County, Florida, in the beautiful Florida Panhandle, okay? So we're just going to pull from August. Now, this is an app here that I use called Reventure, okay? Reventure app. Reventure pulls data from Realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, US Census, and a bunch of others, okay? So we're only going to do August of this year because September data isn't quite pulled yet. Another couple weeks it will be though. All right. So in the United States, okay, every state in the country, 458,612 houses were sold in August of this year, okay? August 1st to August 31st. Those have closed. That's a lot of houses. Everyone has a lot of houses. Now they're saying, wow, Jordan, if that many houses have sold in the last month alone, pretty good market, right? Well, let's take a look at that. Here's the data for that, okay? You can see here's the height of the market in 2012, right? And then 673,000 houses. Just 1 year later, August, 1 year later, more than 100,000 houses less sold. And now look, 2023, 2024, here's where we are. So in just this amount of time, you can see the downward trend of houses that are sold. That would imply, right, a market downturn for the real estate market. Now, also, home price forecast. This is saying that the average of all 50 states is an average of 1.3% drop in value overall in the whole country, okay, over the next 12 months. But we're going to go one further, and we're going to start talking about the states here, okay? Now, check this out. Cool, handy-dandy map. Okay, now Florida leads the way of the most houses sold in a single month in August. The big three are Florida, Texas, and California, okay? Those are always the ones that sell the most, okay? Now, if we go into, then we do Florida again, let's look at that trend. Boom. August of 2021, that was like one of the best years I had was in 2021. And it shows here 44,000 houses sold that year. Here's August, except a few years later, right? 4 years later, 29,000. Look at that. That is quite the drop. That shows, again, market downturn, and it shows Florida, a 6% drop, 6.2% drop forecasted over the next 12 months. There's just the data, guys, and this one came from Redfin, okay? Now then, let's go down to the metro. The metros are the largest, so the largest city of any area, right, is called that metro. Like, you know, we're in the Crestview Metro because Crestview is the largest city within the area that I'm in, so it's called the Crestview Metro, Pensacola, Panama City. This is showing that 680 houses have sold in the whole metro area, okay, right? And we're just going to do this again. I'm just showing you data, guys. Oh, look at that. We actually did 20 houses better from August of this year and last year, okay? So, guys, there's still hope, right? But then again, here you go again, and here we are, our 6% number. Okay, let's go down again further into county. Okay, now I'm going to get really specific here. So we're Okaloosa County. Okaloosa County says that 351 houses were closed in all of Okaloosa County in the month of August. Now, for those of you who are trying to get very specific and saying, Jordan, that's not possible, I don't trust the app. Let's just go over to the MLS real quick. I pulled my MLS search, sold between August 1st and August 31st of this year in Okaloosa County. Sold 346. The app shows 351. My MLS isn't showing for sell by owners or any sort of private sales, I think this is pretty accurate. Okay. Now then, guys, there it is again. 672 houses in a month back in 2021. Look at that. That's the height of the COVID thing, remember? Everyone moving here during COVID. Here we are, downturn. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? That is crazy. So that is how you can tell what the stats are. Okay? And we can, I can go one more. We can go for like, home price forecast for, any area. Let's say Walton County looking 6.4% in the down. Bay County, you're looking at 7.4% in the negative. Isn't that crazy? If you look at like one of the worst markets in the country is Cape Coral, Florida, right? 9.1% in the negative coming up, okay? 10 points down, Charlotte, Florida. Isn't that wild? Then if you go to the States, you can kind of see like if anything is in blue or purple or whatever, that is a downturn. So you see like two-thirds of the country is having a price drop, okay? That's nuts. Florida, leading the way. And if you go from Virginia on up to Maine, you'll see those are the states where there's an increase in value, where either people are moving there or there's just a lack of inventory, things like that. Anyway, so what does this mean for sellers? If this means for sellers is that sellers, let's move me up there. Boom. So you can take a look at me. What does it mean for sellers? Sellers, if you have a bunch of equity in your house, now might be the time to sell, to pull that equity. Okay, just know that you're probably going to have to come to the table with a lot of money to get that buyer in there, right? Because houses sit on the market for quite some time, and I can pull data on that on another time. For buyers, guys, you're going to be in a buyer's market, in my opinion, bare minimum 18 months, where you'll probably get whatever you want, especially for a house that's been sitting for a long time. Anyway, that's it. There's my market update. Hope you enjoy. Reach out to me privately if you have any questions. That's it. I'm Jordan Ennis. I'm meeting you home.